The Myth of African Overpopulation by Mauna Remarque Kutonen. Last month in Paris, a conference gathered a panel to think about more effective ways to reduce black population in Africa. One of the conference organizers, a historian and associate professor of African history, Bernard Lugan, said, "Population growth in Africa is a threat to European civilization. I'm not recommending to drop a nuclear bomb on Africa, but we can't wait to see what population growth next to Europe will be. It's a danger we have to take seriously." Their plan is to syndicate more closely private and public organizations in Western countries to provide money and logistics for faster and more effective actions to curb the frightening African population growth. This is just surreal, but let's take a calmer road to answer the fundamental question behind such conferences and the numerous similar initiatives in Europe and the United States. Is Africa overpopulated? First, what is overpopulation? I'm going to chime in here because some of their best scientists have estimated and proven or whatever that the Earth can hold like 25 to 35 billion people. The current population of the Earth can be housed in Florida. I want you to think about that. They say that there are about 8 billion of us down here right now. You can fit 8 billion people comfortably in Florida. All right? Florida. In the United States, Florida, the state that looks like it's like the little leg of the country right out there, look like a little finger, You could fit the whole world in there. So, according to this, overpopulation is an array of negative social and ecological impacts caused by increasing competition between individuals or groups due to the increasing scarcity of resources. The scarcity could be caused either by decreasing resources of water, food, and other life necessities because of a growing population, or by overconsumption of those resources due to unhealthy lifestyle or economical ideology. Put simply, overpopulation is caused either by limited resources not enough to sustain the ever-growing population, or by overconsumption due to unhealthy lifestyle. The debate on the world overpopulation has been going on for over 150 years. Many in positions of power think the world has become overpopulated recently, and Africa takes the center of attention because of the constant increase in population. Often, the people behind the Africa overpopulation debate would produce shiny graphics and complex NBA type of matrices that look very convincing and indeed would trick people not familiar with the issues into agreeing with their points. Here is a flipped coin perspective you won't see in the mainstream news outlets. In the 15th century, Africans represented 17% of the world population. At the beginning of the 20th century, Africans accounted only for a little bit more than 7%. What has happened during those 4 centuries of depopulation in Africa? You already have the answer. Today, Africa represents only 16% of the world's population, less than 5 centuries ago, while Asians represent more than 60%. Keep in mind that India is more populated than Africa, while Africa is 9 times the size of India. Bangladesh, with half the area of Gabon, has 125 million inhabitants, whereas Gabon has barely 2 million. Congo is 2,345,408 square kilometers, slightly greater than the combined areas of Spain, France, Germany, Sweden, and Norway. The population of Congo is only 68 million, yet Germany is about 82 million, Spain 47 million, France 66 million, Sweden 10 million, Norway 5 million. Now think of the little island of Britain, 3 times smaller than Madagascar. If you take the population of South Africa, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, and Lesotho, and probably throw in Namibia for good measure, that will bring us up to the population of the UK, if not just under. Africa is inhabited by 87 people per square mile, against 57 in the Americas, 246 in Asia, and 188 in Europe. It means that Europe is the most overpopulated continent, quote-unquote, because it's not a continent, in the world. Indeed, the most overpopulated countries per square kilometer are mostly in Europe, regardless of the fact that Europe had shipped over 500 million of its population surplus to 2 continents, America and Australia. 5 centuries ago, there were no Europeans in America, Australia, or Africa. The problem with the world population is not that we are too heavy for the earth to carry, The problem with the world population is the impact of human consumption and activity on the environment and resources. The USA consumes 25% of world resources, while its population is under 5% of the world's population. And the West as a bloc represents less than 15% of the overall world population, while consuming over half of world resources and being responsible for 80% of the world climate change factors. When it comes to carbon dioxide emissions, or the carbon footprint per person on the global scale, one person in the U.S. emits about 20 tons every year. One person in the European Union emits 11 tons. One person in China emits 3 tons. And one person in the sub-Saharan African regions emits a maximum of 300 kilograms.